Back in 2012, Minecraft added its second world type, Super Flat, designed for creative mode, but you do have the option to play it in survival. It stands out as one of the game's most difficult challenges, as resources have to be collected in unusual ways. It was thought builds like this would be impossible. 13 years ago, Mogswamp took up the unique challenge of playing Super Flat.
You'll see where we're going with this in a second. So, I'm going to create a new world, no seed. We're good. Generate villages on. And we're in the middle of nowhere.
Currently, he has nearly 3 million subscribers, even appearing on Minecraft Live. His story is just so crazy, I couldn't turn down the chance to interview him.
Woohoo! Hi! Thanks for having me.
So, what you're going to do is you're going to press this very magical red button, and it's going to make your wildest dreams come true.
Okay, I'm doing it. I pressed it. Oh! Where am I?
This is the 𝗏𝗲𝗱𝗿𝗆 Talk Show, where I interview Minecraft creators while playing games. Today is the first one.
I want to do this one, the blue one with the train.
Actually, I have some icebreaker questions, and I wanted to begin with probably the most important question of the whole interview. How's your cat doing?
Oh, Miko, he's amazing. He's sitting right next to me in his cat bed, looking out the window. He's really loving it in this new house we moved to, because I moved from Texas to Washington, and there wasn't a lot of like trees or wildlife in Texas, and Washington's like full of both. So he's having a great time.
You click here, you should be able to trade with this cleric, and he'll give you any boat. So just pick the boat and ta-da.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go with pink boat. I gotta have a pink boat.
Okay, we're matching.
That's awesome.
Click this button here, it's gonna teleport us to another thing, actually. We use like quite a lot of buttons and boats. Bloop. What's your favorite dirt type? Because I know you've been mining dirt, and it's been cool. So you've only been able to mine one dirt, and it counts towards the dirt tracker. But like, if you actually were to rank the dirt types, what would you rank them?
I mean, dirt is classic. Like, you can't beat the classic dirt. But I do love rooted dirt. Rooted dirt's pretty goated. I'm not gonna lie. Coarse is cool too. It's hard to choose. It's really hard to choose. But I just love the way that rooted dirt like blends. Like it's just got like those little light root bits throughout the texture. It's so cool for building.
We don't really have a countdown here. We normally do have countdowns, but it's supposed to be chill and nonchalant, so I didn't put a countdown.
Okay.
So 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh!
That'd be very hard.
Oh!
I practiced this course a bit, so
I'm not. I don't ever do ice boat stuff. Oh God! Oh!
I know so many creators do. It's like become such a new popular thing.
I've done it a little bit in MCC, and that's like it. Pretty fun. I'm not very good at it, but it's fun. Oh God!
I actually wrote here in my notes to insult you about naked and afraid.
Okay. Dish it. I can take it.
What happened there?
Which season are you talking about?
Both seasons.
So, okay, in season 1, I died within the first 6 minutes. I went to the pillager outpost, immediately got shot. In season 2, I was still the first one out, but I lasted almost an hour. I lasted like, I think 50-something minutes.
Oh, okay, that's better than I thought. I've seen you collaborate in quite a lot of series that I just like know of. So how do you actually like go about just picking series? Is it just mostly like a group, you know?
I'm gonna be honest. I say yes to almost anything people ask me to do. Because I like.
Obviously, that's why you're here.
True. I like being social and meeting people. So, and also I just think it's like a great way to like. I feel like I've got a reputation now for like being one of those guys who's like down to collab, and so. It gives me like a lot of opportunities, if that makes sense. Also did a 3rd season of Naked and Afraid, like like it was more of a season 2.5, I would say, because it was live for charity. Yeah. And I died first. I don't know how. I did make it quite far. I made it all the way through session 1. We got to session 2. No one had died. We spawned in a wither, and the wither went straight for me. It's like I'm cursed, man. It's like there were like 20 people There were literally like 20 of us all standing in a circle, and somehow the Wither just decided, nope, we're gonna go for Mogswamp.
I think you've talked about it before on streams. I watch your low Mogswamp channel. I really like it. It's always cool to just see like raw clips from talking stream. Would you ever join a server like 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏? I know it's quite a big question.
Yeah, I mean, like I've said it before. I don't think anyone could say no to 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏. They're like so incredibly like popular that like I feel like it could only help my channel to join 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏. But at the same time, my issue is that I love my flat world so much, and what I discovered when I joined the SOS server is that it's really hard for me to try to juggle both. Basically, during the time I was on the SOS server, I didn't do a single thing in my flat world. So the problem with joining 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏 would be I think my flat world would really suffer for sure. But that being said, like I definitely think I would consider joining if they asked me, just because, like I said, I don't think anyone could say no to those guys. But I don't think they'll ever ask me, if to be completely real with you. Friends that they have like in the life series and stuff that like they would probably ask before they ask me, if that makes sense.
Your content's also very different, not in like a bad way, but it's
Yeah.
very like flashy. I don't know how you say it. It's like beastified.
100%. It's like I call it optimized. I'd say most of the hermits, like, not to say that their content is not optimal, but like it's a lot more casual. It's a lot more like old school YouTube Let's Play versus the new school of like the hardcore, the 100 days. That's kind of the camp I fall into. So I think you're right. Like my content's ultimately quite different from most of the hermits. It's not like their content is like unoptimized by any means at all. It's just like you said, maybe not quite as flashy or like hyper. But I mean, part of that is like, not only is that just like the era that my channel took off during, which is like the super flashy edits, but also I went to school for art and I specifically studied animation. And so doing like the really crazy edits is kind of just like fun for me. Like a lot of the reason I do it is not because not just because it like gets me views, but because it's just like genuinely like I'm very passionate about editing, if that makes sense.
So your channel blew up in the last like 4 years. Because I remember watching you actually when you had 100,000 subscribers. I think I watched maybe one of your videos back then.
Yeah.
And you had a few shorts that almost bloated your channel, not like in a bad way, but they blew it up rapidly. Do you like, not in like a bad way, do you value a short subscriber or a long form subscriber more? Because I feel like short subscribers don't really watch more of your normal content. I don't know.
I would say that it's not so black and white as like a long subscriber and a short subscriber. Like I think a couple years ago when shorts was a little bit newer, having a lot of short subscribers maybe was a little bit riskier because it like some channels were finding that it was hurting their long form views. I think nowadays I like most people, myself included, I think watch both. Like there's a time and a place for watching shorts, which is like when
I watch both.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's like shorts are for when you're in the car, on the toilet, like on the bus, you know what I mean? At the airport. Whereas long forms are for when you're at home or, you know, watching on your TV. And so I feel like most people engage with both at this point. And so I think my channel is a really good like example of being able to slowly convert shorts viewers into long form viewers. Because over the past couple of years, I have had a bunch of shorts do really well. And then now every time I post a long form video, I get all these comments like, oh, Mogswamp, I've been watching your shorts for like a year now, and this is my first long form video, and it's amazing. Like, this is crazy. So I get a lot of comments like that now, and I think more and more people are being converted from like only shorts viewers to watching both. So I would say that like in 2025, shorts are really, really good. Like most people, I think, watch both forms of content, and it's not that hard to like convince people to hop over.
But other than Minecraft, what other games have you been getting up to?
Lately, oh my gosh, this game 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏 I've just been obsessed with it. It's a really, really fun. It's basically a mix of Vampire Survivors, which is sort of like an auto shooter, roguelite, and then a mix of Risk of Rain, which is like a different sort of roguelite. So it's those two games put together, and it's really, really fun. I've also been like pretty obsessed with 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏. And then other than that, I would say, what was the other one? I play a little bit of Marvel Rivals here and there.
Honestly, for me, I only play Minecraft. I used to play a bit of Fortnite with my friends, but like I don't know why. I just can't. I just don't like playing other games. I just love Minecraft.
I
In my
feel
opinion,
you.
It's a perfect game because it has all aspects.
I play more Minecraft than anything else by far. Like, not even close.
I don't know. It's just like every aspect of gaming is almost in Minecraft. Of course, you get like, but there's so many niches inside of the game. Like it's always exciting. Like it's so hard to get bored of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, let's go play another game.
Cool.
I don't know.
Oh, I need my
Actually,
boat.
we'll flip. And actually, no, you don't. You can just use the oak ones.
Oh, okay,
your
cool.
dark oak one. I don't know.
Sweet.
Well, actually, in my opinion, I've seen lots of new like small creators pop up in like the same community that I'm in. Like creators that I'll like have a conversation with. Like let me think. So there's 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝗿𝗆.
Oh, I
There's-
love
yeah,
Zay.
I see actually commenting. I know, and I'm contacting because they're on the same server as me. I'm like talking to them, like, howdy, how you doing? They're like,
Is
"Oh,
that
yeah,
Nodenium? Is
no,
that the server?
no denim. Yeah, it's quite a cool server.
Yeah, I've been
Um,
talking a lot with those creators like that you mentioned, Dai, Zay. We've all got a little community on Discord, so I've been helping them as much as I can with like YouTube advice.
Okay, so you can pick any island. There's 3 left.
Yeah, let's go for this one over here. This looks sick.
This one's probably like the most redstoney of them all. My dev guy Usersble was like so excited to make this one.
It looks really cool.
This is PvP. Okay, pick a door, Yeah, and you'll get given a box. Hopefully these boxes are balanced. I spent quite a lot of time. Some of them are a little bit OP. Yeah, but as I was saying earlier, that small community of creators.
In that community, oh, there's so many. There's Pay Yo Bills. There is Beans and Apples. Die Builds by Zay. And then there's Germsy Boy, Schuler. I would say are part of that community.
Do you PvP often? I'm
No.
sure you do with all that MCC.
I'm very bad at
Okay,
PvP.
so we practically at the same level.
Why am I on fire?
Oh, I'm
Do you
gonna.
have, do you have flame
I
on your
don't know.
sword?
No, I have fight. Yeah, I do. Oh. Oh, I'm fighting. I feel like I'm a pro. I'm actually about to die. Please don't kill me.
Oh, let's go!
Okay. So
Let's freaking go!
first round to Mogswamp. What actually inspired you to get started with YouTube? Because I know that you had a friend who showed off Minecraft to you, and then you saw Superflat or something like that. But what inspired you to actually make videos?
So I've been making videos my whole life. Even before YouTube was a thing, I would make videos on a channel where I was doing like dominoes primarily, like setting dominoes up and knocking them down, and like Rube Goldberg's and things of that nature. And that was, I think my first video came out in February 2007 on that channel. And then I had a few other channels as well before I started Mogswamp. So like even before YouTube was a thing, I would like make videos with my friends and then like burn them onto DVDs and bring them into class and show people. And then once YouTube was a thing, I was immediately obsessed, obviously.
I've seen so many people talk about making I don't know, you know the Duffer brothers from Stranger Things. I was watching one of their interviews and they were talking about how since a young age they'd always be obsessed with filmmaking, and I think that's so cool. Okay, speaking of Stranger Things, 'cause that's a quite new show. What shows have you been up to, or do you watch shows?
I have been watching Stranger Things, as a matter of fact. I've
Quite a good show.
not on season 5 yet, but I've been rewatching it because my roommate never saw it. So, yeah, I've been watching Stranger Things. Twin Peaks, Severance are some of my favorite shows ever. I would say Dark as well on Netflix is another one of my. I think those are my top 3 of all time. I would say if I had to pick a top 3 all time, it would be Dark, Severance, and Twin Peaks in no particular order.
Big into Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I actually watched it this year, and it's just like so entertaining.
I need to finish Better Call Saul. I never actually finished.
I know that the director who made the shows had a new one, 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝗿. It looks very interesting as a concept.
Oh yeah, Vince Gilligan's the director, right? I heard 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝗿𝗆 is on Apple TV, I think.
Netflix is trying to get all of these new like companies or whatever it's happening there. That's
Yeah,
crazy. I don't know.
it's a little bit scary for the industry because now Paramount's made a bid as well for $100 billion. I really like. I don't want either company to win the bid because I think it's really negative for the industry overall. But if any company wins, it definitely needs to be Netflix and not Paramount because Paramount is owned by Larry and David Ellison, who are like billionaire media moguls, like basically turning the news into a sham. So that would be really bad for the world. So I hope if anyone wins, I hope it's Netflix, but I hope no one gets it, to be honest.
I'm not from America, so you guys can just do it if you guys want to do that. You guys have so much happening. I'm sorry. Every single day, I see so much American news.
Yeah, I'm pretty into politics and stuff like that, so I definitely pay a lot of attention to it. And yeah, this stuff is wild. I don't have a lot of pride for my country. I'm not gonna lie. But the grass is always greener on the other side. You know what I mean? Healthcare is just terrible over here. I think it's the worst part about the U.S.
Okay, you've gone 3 for 3 against me.
Yeah, I've been creaming you, and I suck at PvP, so that's saying something.
Okay, so you want to go there. Okay, we see you. Okay, pick a door. We'll go one more round. Winner takes it all. Overall, I'm actually quite happy with how Minecraft is changing.
I would agree. I like the direction of the game lately.
People are saying, oh, they should just spam updates. Why? But they really can't, because then you're just going to have so much content.
Yeah, no, I think Mojang has been doing a really good job lately. I'm going to be real.
See, you went there, so you've seen how they operate. I imagine it's really cool.
It was awesome. It was really, really cool. I think like one of the most striking things about the studio for me was that it like really, really feels like an indie studio still. I think like everybody like, you know, I know that Microsoft bought them and they're the biggest game in the world and stuff, but like when you go there, I don't know. I think a lot of people like picture it's like some giant corporation, and it's just not like that. It's like very, very tight knit and very cozy. It very much felt like an indie studio still. Like if you've ever seen all those documentaries from like way back in the day when Notch was still working on the game, it still kind of felt like that. Honestly, it really did. Oh!
How many hearts are you on? I'm on... Okay, Flip, I'm about to die. Okay.
I had 10 hearts.
To the topic of game updates, we're going to get an end update, hopefully. They have confirmed.
Kind of, yeah. My theory is that it will come out around the time of the second movie, which is summer 2027. But I could be totally off base with that. That's just a theory I have.
Hey, you can pick an island.
Let's do this cyberpunk-y kind of one. Colorful city.
You were actually the creator who got me into Cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah? Which, was it my end video?
Yeah, that was like such a niche thing. And you rarely ever saw anybody do Cyberpunk. Just deploy boats. If you just trust me, just trust me.
Okay.
Just trust me.
Whoa! We're flying!
Wait, so speaking of building, if you were to pick one building style to do for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Geez, that's tough. Probably, I would say like Victorian. I just love building Victorian era stuff. So like whether it's houses or like government buildings, just everything from the Victorian era is so fun.
The government buildings are sick, yeah. I visited London, which I guess is kind of no. What?
Ah! Ah! Oh.
Flip, okay, there, okay. My admin saved the day. Okay, now if you click this button, you're gonna see. We have lots of buttons here.
Yeah, I like it.
You're just getting on my buttons by beating me on PvP. Okay, so take a token. You can take the red token, and if you click here, so this is build battle, and now you have to click for your theme. Wanted, I shouldn't say. Okay, just forget whatever you heard.
Okay.
So we can begin building. Okay, just enter through the door and you'll be sent into creative mode. So obviously with your super fat world, you have some crazy builds going on. Like, oh my goodness, I have like friends in real life who, when I told them I'm going to be doing a video with Mogswamp, they're like, oh my goodness, that guy makes crazy builds. So what's your plans? What's actually your plans for the next 5 years per se? If you can think that far.
5 years, I would say, just really fleshing out the Operation Megahex project I've been working on. Which if you've never seen my Super Flat World, for those listening, I basically have, well, so first of all, I have a 13-year-old Super Flat World. I started playing in 2012.
For those who don't know,
Yep. And basically, in Super Flat Survival, there's like a bunch of items you can't get, but most of the stuff in the game you can actually get through villagers or the Wandering Trader and stuff. So I've been working on this massive project to clear out the entire, like, this giant hexagon that I drew in my world. And then the goal is to fill it all up with really crazy terraforming and like almost like if you've ever played Breath of the Wild or an open world game like that, like the goal is to basically make something similar to where it like feels like a big open world. So yeah, that is probably what I'm going to be working on for the foreseeable future here.
that's idea for. I just can't. I love it. It's just like I just can't get past building like one style for like the rest of my life, like for like a foreseeable future.
Well, that's the kind of fun thing about the project, right? Is that like because I'm trying to build like one big open world, it's gonna have all sorts of different biomes in it. So like ideally, rather than having to stick with one style, it'll be like, okay, I'm doing like desert sort of style builds over here, and then like in this area, I'm gonna do more like Arctic style, you know, igloos and stuff like that. So hopefully I'm gonna get to try a whole bunch of different build styles while doing that.
Yeah. Oh, it's actually exciting. I'm excited to watch your videos in the future. They are going to be fun. I know that. Just because it's going to be so many different projects. How's the what's your current thing? You're working on the massive tower thing in the area surrounding it.
Yeah, I finished up the tower. So I think probably like the very next thing I'm gonna move on to is filling out this cliff that will connect up that tower area to my greenhouse area. Because right now there's just a big gap in the
Been seeing
terrain.
your, I saw your streams of this.
Yeah, I showed a little preview on stream. Still got a little bit of work to do before I start building in game, but I'm getting pretty close.
So you use real world inspiration, which I love that. I love when people use real. So you based it off an abandoned tower, if I'm right. You got interviewed for it on the news. An abandoned tower in where was it? In Dallas, if I'm right, or
San Antonio, actually, and it's not abandoned per se. It's just being renovated. So like for many years, it was just kind of law offices, which is kind of a shame because it's like a really beautiful building. And so now, I guess they're converting it to be residential. So it's closed for several years, so that they can convert it. But it will be opening, I believe, back up. I think next year, late next year. So they've already started leasing the apartments, I believe.
imagine living there and seeing, oh, this video was made about where I live.
Yeah, those are my favorite kind of comments to get. There's so many people like the tower that you just mentioned that I built is from Genova, Italy. It's not or sorry, the base of the tower.
Oh, no, sorry, I messed it up here. I know you. I'm sorry, the video was so long.
No,
ago.
you're right. The tower itself is from San Antonio, but then the base of the tower is based on drawings from an architect from Genova, Italy. So in the first half of that video, I talked about that. So I got comments both from people in San Antonio being like, oh, cool, my hometown. And then I got comments from a bunch of people from Genova, Italy being like, oh my God, Genova mentioned, like just being so excited. It's really cool to see like how much pride people have for where they come from.
If you see yourself as a creator, like I've always asked, what do you think Mr. Beast is going to do in the next, like, do you think he can't, when he's like 60 years old, he can't carry on doing YouTube? So, asking that question and also relating yourself to other creators, how do you think you're going to carry on doing YouTube?
I mean, I'm just gonna keep trying to do this as long as I possibly can. You know, I mean, like, you've got some of the hermits are approaching 50, I want to say. Like, I think Doc M's close to 50. And they've been going for, 15 years at this point. So there's proof that, if you're dedicated and you still love playing the game, you can do it for a very, very long time. So I'd say that's like what is most inspiring about the hermits for me is not like their server or their builds or anything, but just the longevity of it. Exactly. Like I find that so incredibly inspiring. In fact, like when I first started doing YouTube, one of the people I reached out to was 𝗿𝗏𝗱𝗿, just to ask him that question of like, how have you been doing this for so long and like not, given up or like, burnt out. And he gave me some pretty cool advice on that. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to do it for a long, long time.
You plan to finish 𝗦𝗂𝗱𝗿𝗄. Is there any other projects like that you can almost leak to us? Well, not really leak, but like give any hints of what else you have plans?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I really want to get back to doing some 100 days content because it's been a minute. So I'm definitely going to do like a water world video and an overworld because I'm trying to get through all the super flat presets.
I love that stuff. That's cool. Are you gonna do the void super flat?
Yeah, that's going to be the finale whenever I finish all the other ones.
Sure you can, but does stuff spawn in the void? I don't know.
No, it's gonna be like, I don't know how I'm gonna figure it out. I don't even want to think about it until I have to. It's gonna be really hard to figure it out.
I tried super flat. It was a while back, and I took your little advice on it. I actually found it fun for the first hour. I tried it out. I didn't really like stay with the world, and it was so fun. I think it's something that you have to give a try.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things like you never know if it's gonna really speak to you. And for some people, it's just like for you, it's just like kind of a fun challenge that you did for a little bit. But for some people, like it might end up being like your favorite thing in the world. So like me.
This exact thing I'd make a couple of years back. I checked Pinterest. I could not find anything. I'm so cooked. I've seen so much AI. I hate AI art with like an ironclad. It just like ruins me seeing AI art. It's like I will never use inspiration that's AI.
I actually spoke about that issue in my last like my axolotl video, and people gave me the tip in the comments that they actually have a setting on Pinterest to turn off AI generated content. And it's not perfect. It doesn't get like 100% of it, but almost like I would say like over 90% of it, it'll get rid of for you. So if you really hate AI content and don't want to see like AI content popping up on Pinterest, there is a way to do that, which is super sick.
I don't know. I've beef with AI. I find it just like it ruins art. It's just like I've never actually seen an AI art where it said "wow" to me. It was just like it's always like so like fake. Like you can tell something's AI.
I've definitely seen some really sick AI art that is in the video realm. I think like when it comes to like still images, I'm with you. I think probably the only like AI art that I've seen that like really excited me was like there's some really cool like music videos and other things I've seen on Instagram. But like when I say AI art, like I want to be clear that the people doing it are having to put in like a crazy amount of work, like doing the video stuff. Like it's not like type in a prompt and the video just comes out. They're like basically using like real footage and then like combining it with like some really niche AI tools to create some really cool things. Like there is I want to give an example just so people don't get mad at me. There was this one music video that Corridor Digital covered. That was really, really crazy looking. Let me see if I can just find it real quick. But it was very, very, very cool. But basically it was like this guy kind of dancing around in like, looked like some sort of like European background. And, like everything was like twisting and like stitched together. It was so neat. And obviously like the VFX artist had to do a ton of work. Like it wasn't just AI, but it was powered by some AI tools which were making it possible. So like stuff like that I think is exciting. But yeah, for the by and large, for the most part, I think AI has been very scary and overall negative. Especially, I think the one of the scariest parts of it for me is just the environmental impact is like really frightening.
I have a friend on Project Nodinium, and he like every single time someone shows anything AI, he shows up this chart. I'll see if I don't know if I can find it for you, but I'll send it to you after. It's like how much AI actually uses and how much the waste use of it is.
Yeah, it's really awful. Yeah, really scary stuff. Especially because we already have such an issue with climate So it's like the progress in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, actually, I wanted to ask. So one of the questions I'd always been wondering is because I struggle to transition my builds through like different areas of my world. I had this world with actually Usersble, the dev of this, and we maybe had it for 3, 4 years, and you'd actually see like builds layered on top of each other. I know you've had a super flat world for 10 years. How do you actually deal with that? With like transitioning through different areas and like accepting that this build has to stay like this?
Honestly, it's still something I struggle with a lot, so I definitely don't have like the magic answer there. I would say like just being okay with like redoing things once in a while has really helped me.
Yeah.
Because eventually your build style just changes and adapts over time, and things just don't really look like they belong together anymore. Which can be a real challenge. So I would say like part of it is just being okay with like going back and redoing things can really help.
Mm.
And then also just I would say like being just like not being a perfectionist and like being all right with
Yeah.
things being a little janky in spaces. And like I would say like there's this like saying when it comes to like making YouTube videos or like really editing in general, like kill your darlings, which basically just means like if something isn't serving the overall video, even if you really really like it, you should probably cut it. And it's really hard to do. And I think Minecraft worlds are kind of the same. Like, even if you're really, really attached to some old build, if it's not like serving the overall
Mm.
composition of your world, like you should probably get rid of it, and like just redo it. And so, like, yeah, just having that attitude of like nothing is sacred has really helped me. Like, no build is like too sacred to destroy in my world.
You were talking about block vomit on one of your videos, and oh my goodness, your all terrain has so much block vomit. I'm sorry, it's just so bad.
Yeah, definitely. Back in the day, that was probably about like 5 years ago now. I like was going crazy with the texturing, but I didn't really know like how to do it right yet.
Hmm.
Not that there's like a right and wrong answer to everything, but like
Yeah, of course.
at the same time, I think it's pretty easy to say that my build style now objectively looks a little bit better.
If you could actually go back and give any advice to your younger self before starting YouTube, what would it be? This is probably the most cliche question ever, but if you could, what would it be?
I mean, I would just pass on this sort of algorithm knowledge I know now, because if I knew it years and years earlier, I could have made a career out of this so much earlier. Maybe not even had to go to college and saved a whole lot of money. But honestly, I'm glad that I got the experience of going to college and doing all that. So I don't think I would do anything different, to be honest. But yeah, if I could go back in time, I would just tell myself all of the algorithm knowledge that I have now, because I the thing about YouTube is like I used to think there was a lot of luck involved, and the longer I do this, the more I realize like there's almost no luck involved at all. It's like all skill. And yeah, it's like almost 100% skill. And honestly, once you have the algorithm knowledge and skills, like they kind of last forever. I'm not like the meta changes, of course, but like if I had to start from scratch on a brand new YouTube channel today, I guarantee you I could make it work. I could get 100,000 subscribers again. I like without a single doubt in my mind. It would like it wouldn't be easy necessarily, but like it's basically a guarantee. And that's not me being like super full of myself. It's just like how YouTube works. Like once you have the knowledge, you just kind of have the knowledge. It's really hard to explain.
I agree. I think the YouTube algorithm's so hard to crack. Like I can't even ask you how would you crack the YouTube algorithm? That's probably the hardest question, one of the hardest questions I can actually ask in this world. But if you actually had to give any advice to any smaller creators, what would it be?
So, okay, my number one piece of advice, this is what everybody does wrong when they start, is like you have to have a core concept in your video that ties together your title and your thumbnail and your intro. And so if you're making a video and then trying to come up with a title afterwards, you're doing it all wrong. You cannot do that in 2025. You have to come up with the title first. That should be the absolute first thing you do, is come up with the title and the thumbnail, because the title and the thumbnail are going to inform exactly how you make your intro and how you make the rest of the video. Like everything needs to tie together really nicely. And so the only way to do that is by coming up with the title and first, because otherwise, if you're coming up with the title after the fact, it's not going to match your intro well. They need to synergize and harmonize perfectly with each other. So I think most YouTubers, when they first start, they make a video and then they try to come up with a title and thumbnail at the very last part. Like that's the last thing they do before they upload. That is 100% the exact opposite of what you need to be doing.
I was having actually a conversation with 𝗿𝗲𝗍𝗍, and we were saying how oftentimes we have this whole content style where you're so focused on flashy edits and how you lose your subject matter. Well, I'm not saying the exact words, but I'm saying what I got from the conversation. How we're losing the subject matter. What is your belief on that? Like, how do you think you maintain both flashy editing and getting cool builds out?
I would say doing cool builds in videos is tough. I don't think people really care about cool builds necessarily. In fact, I think that really, really good builds are, if anything, unrelatable for a lot of viewers because they just look at it and say, I could never build that. And so, yeah, I definitely think that it can be pretty tough to pull off good building in videos. I think trying to make your video as relatable as possible is the way to go. And coming up with a reason that the build exists. I'm always like trying to come up with like external reasons that I'm making the build for people to care about. So yeah, like honestly, like building content is like one of the weakest niches in Minecraft. I'd say like challenge videos do better. Like 100 days videos do better. So yeah, trying to do good builds and make good videos is very, very tough. I don't have all the answers there, but I would say just like as much as you can, just like justifying why the build exists and like why it's special and important is like what you should mostly be focusing on.
If you're ready, you can click the lever once you're done, just whenever. My build's kind of saved, I'd say.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty much
agree.
done.
My thing is just trying to maintain both like art of the build and also maintaining the relatability of the build.
Yeah, very, very tough to do. Like a lot of the times in my videos, like I'm always like coming up with a secondary reason. So like I'm not just building a pretty greenhouse. I'm like trying to collect every plant in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that gives a reason for people to care who don't really care about the building aspect. It's like there's like a fun
The video's
challenge.
also way more engaging. I guess that also adds to the whole engagement.
100%. All right.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Bum ba da bum. Oh my goodness. Okay, so mine isn't that impressive. I'm sorry. Yours is crazy, man.
Dude, I love yours. What are you talking about?
No. I've always struggled with steampunk. Oh my.
I don't even know what I built here. I just kind of like slammed together a bunch of things I saw on Google. So sorry to anybody
this
I
is
stole from.
cool.
Shout out 𝗏𝗂𝗍𝗍𝗍 because this furnace is basically just copied from him. So.
No, this is rad.
Oh, thank you. I like your haunted house though. It looks very spooky.
It's okay. I try to use the pale blocks. I actually haven't really used them much as a full build. I love pale wood. In my opinion, it's one of the coolest features recently.
I
I've always
totally
wanted a white
agree.
wood. When I first started playing Minecraft a while back, I thought tipped arrows were paintbrushes, and that you could use them to paint and dye the wood in different colors. So my whole goal, my Minecraft world, was to get these tipped arrows so I could paint and get white wood.
Oh, that's a really funny misunderstanding.
Obviously 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗿𝗆. I've been trying. I actually made some birds. I know Mumbo Jumbo and Jake Alton. They've been both doing lots of 𝗏𝗏𝗆. You also talked about it before. I love it. It's the coolest part. It's like redstone. No, it's not called 𝗏𝗏𝗆. Sorry, it's 𝗏stone.
Yeah, I like for so long now I've been asking for more like moving blocks in the game. Like, you know, I try to put like mine carts and like campfires in my build just to give that little bit of movement, but the game just doesn't have that many moving blocks. So I think it's really cool how builders have sort of like taken it upon themselves to like, all right, like if they're not going to add more moving blocks, we'll make them ourselves, and have just been like making these cool gears and fans and stuff out of redstone components that have existed for like a decade now. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I love it. It's like a revolution. It's like the Renaissance.
It is like a revolution, 100%.
Okay, so just a little brief thing. This is the parkour,
Oh boy. Okay.
farming, and chilling island, and also fishing. What makes these challenges in Minecraft stand out to you? Like, why do you do challenges in super flat compared to normal Minecraft?
So I think a lot of it goes back to like my childhood playing like the tycoon games like Roller Coaster and Zoo Tycoon. Those were like my favorite games growing up. But yeah, I would say like part of the appeal of super flat to me is definitely that feeling of like a blank canvas. Because like a lot of those games that I played growing up, like Roller Coaster Tycoon and Zoo Tycoon, they would have like a blank flat world option called like a sandbox mode, where you gotta have infinite money and you could just kind of do whatever you wanted. That's kind of how super flat feels to me. It feels just like sandbox mode.
Do you think you still would have played Minecraft if it wasn't super flat?
Honestly, like I don't think I would have ever had like a forever world like I do.
I should give super flat a try. So there's like a whole setup for it though. You have to like start with 1.18 and then get to the. I just can't do that. That's so complicated.
Yeah, you have to start in 1.17 and then just upgrade your world. But if you don't want to do that, in my mod pack on Modrinth, I have like preloaded super flat worlds. So for anyone listening, if you are like Ottawa here and you have been not like it's too complex to get started, I do have a mod pack on Modrinth that you can just download with like the worlds all ready to go. So you don't have to do any of that.
You don't really use mods on super flat besides quality of life, I guess. Not really like so you can't get certain blocks. Do you just stick to the challenge, I guess?
Yeah, I just love doing things like very vanilla. Like it took me a while to accept even using like 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏𝗏, although nowadays I love using it. But yeah, I was pretty resistant to it at first. So like yeah, I've always just been like pretty hesitant when it comes to anything non-vanilla.
I see so much hate for those mods. For like Medic and Axiom that people use them. Fwip made a video on it.
I think saying Axiom is cheating is psychotic. I don't know, like if any, I don't really see that opinion very much, but I have seen the opinion that 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏𝗏 is cheating plenty. And I totally empathize with it because I also used to feel like a little bit of weird about it. I guess like the problem is like if you're a YouTuber, and every other YouTuber on YouTube is using 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏𝗏 and you're not, you're basically like shooting yourself in the foot. Like everybody else is going to be able to build twice as fast as you and you're never going to be able to compete because everybody's going to do massive mega projects and you're going to be stuck like trying to copy your build over from creative. So at the end of the day, like the actual fun part of building is gathering the resources and designing the build in creative, and then like the actual execution of the build in survival, like that's like the least important part. Yeah, it's the
I find it cool just to see the board come to life though.
yeah. So I think like I've totally come to accept 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏𝗏𝗏, especially because like if everybody else is using it, like you're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot if you don't use it, if you're trying to compete as a YouTuber.
No, I definitely used to have some beef with like Medica. It kind of made booting a little bit boring. Like it just didn't really feel like actual booting anymore. It just felt like placing blocks. But I've kind of come to accept it because you actually can't make cool boards, no offense. It's so much harder to make cool boards without using it.
Yeah, and also like if you're building in creative anyhow, then like copying from screenshots is like a trillion times more boring than 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Yeah. If
So
you're gonna be copying, just use like Medica.
yeah, I would say like if you're not using 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏𝗏𝗏, you just shouldn't even build in creative first. You should just raw dog it in survival basically. But if you're gonna be building in creative first anyhow, then like 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏𝗏𝗏 is kind of a no-brainer. Like I would say if you really hate 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏𝗏𝗏, then just don't use easy place. Easy place is the cheatiest part. In my opinion, I think the cheatiest part of 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏𝗏𝗏 is being able to place blocks in midair with easy place. But it's just like without that, like doing a custom tree is so awful. Like, so I don't really care anymore.
So you make all your trees custom, if I'm right.
Yeah, I've got a rule in my world that none of the trees can be copy pasted. Like they all have to be completely unique, built from scratch. So I don't know why I do that to myself. I just think it's like more immersive because in nature, like obviously no two trees are identical, even if they look pretty alike. And so it's just I also haven't built that many trees in my world yet, so maybe at some point I'll really regret this dumb rule of mine. But for now, all of my trees are completely unique. So if you ever see a tree in my flat world, you know that like I built it from scratch.
My favorite build on your super flat world has to be that cyberpunk build. I know I said earlier, it was what got me into cyberpunk, and I love cyberpunk. I don't know, what is actually your inspiration for that? I can't remember.
My inspiration for that build was just other Minecraft builders, 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏, 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏, Shovel241. Those are the builders that helped me the most on that build. And yeah, this is like very early on when I had first met the bakery, which is what all the build group that all those guys are a part of. And yeah, so I had just met and joined the bakery like a month or two earlier, and they were doing all these insane cyberpunk builds, and I just really wanted to give it a shot.
Have you enjoyed your time on that? I think bakery builds was so cool though. But do you like the community? Of course you do, but like, what do you think of it?
Oh, I think it's awesome. I think like the bakery is like essentially responsible for the way that every single builder builds in 2025. Like I think like they're one of the most influential groups of all time in the Minecraft scene, which is kind of like they're kind of crazy underrated, to be honest. Like I feel like everybody kind of knows about the bakery, but like the individual creators themselves, like not many of them are like huge creators like on YouTube or anything like that. So I think they're like almost a little bit underrated because like if you go on Pinterest or Instagram or any of those places for Minecraft inspo, 90% of the pictures you see are going to be bakery members. It's actually insane.
I actually liked how YouTube has stopped promoting that Dream SMP. Not Dream SMP was bad, but like 100 days content, that very like flashy, poppy content. They've slowly slowed it down, where they've actually given room for cinematic videos. Of course, your videos are wonderful in that poppy style. I'm saying like, you know, like that over like top style where it's like I built this massive beacon made out of netherite blocks, and it was all kind of the same videos, and they all had those like blob skins where it was like one color and a little smile on the top. What's your opinions on that?
So I think like I think definitely, so like I would call that the hardcore meta, the hardcore style.
Yeah, hardcore meta. Yeah, I was struggling to put a word on it.
Even if some of the creators in that who are doing that style of video weren't actually hardcore creators, like it all came from, I think, like mostly 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏𝗏 and Sandiction kind of were the pioneers of that style that you're describing.
The OGs were good. Like actually, I love the like people, but I feel like everybody just started doing it.
Yeah, I would say like things. I would say that whole meta definitely is dying down a little bit, but I don't think we necessarily know what's next right now. Like I don't think like you're describing like the slower cinematic videos, but honestly, I have seen those, but I've not seen any creators like pop off with that style of video. Like I think instead, to have a true career on YouTube, you need to be consistently pulling at least 100K per video. And pretty like I guess it all depends on how often you upload, but you really want to be doing like those 6-digit numbers ideally. And so I really haven't seen anybody with that really slow cinematic style kind of break through that barrier yet. But I will say that like right now where it feels more like we're at is with the sort of big flat, like big insane movies, sort of like the 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏𝗏 video or the wifey's video. That seems to be where we're at right now in the YouTube meta. Like these giant 2.5 hour, like insanely well edited, like basically movies. That is what they are. They're movies. That seems to be where the meta is at right now. And I don't think that's super sustainable, to be honest, because like just constantly putting out like 2-hour videos isn't super realistic. So I'm not really sure where the community's heading, to be honest. I think like everybody wants to say, oh yeah, we miss like the old slower style and we want things to be cinematic and slow. But I would challenge that a little bit.
You wouldn't actually watch it.
Yeah, I would challenge that a bit because like the videos just aren't getting those numbers. And so I would say like, okay, maybe that's what you say you want, but is that actually what you want? Because like there's this thing in like I love rap music, trap, hip hop, all that stuff. And there's this same thing in the hip hop community where everybody goes like, oh, we want to bring back like the 90s classic hip hop with like conscious lyrics and like the good boom bap beats. And it's like, okay, but there are people making that and they're not getting numbers. Like what's actually getting numbers are the trap bangers. Like, so you can say all you want that that's what you want to hear, but at the end of the day, what people are actually listening to in the hip hop community are the trap bangers. And so like, I think it's sort of a similar thing in the Minecraft community where people say they want one thing, but they really want something else.
I'm excited though. I'm actually hopeful for the whole future of Minecraft. I'm actually proud to be part of this game. Like people complain, oh the game's ruined, they don't update much.
Those people literally never shut up, and they've been around for 10 years, bro. Like I swear to God.
Oh, where's the end update?
Like literally people have been saying the game's ruined, the game's dying, YouTube meta's ruined for like 10 years. Like they will always just be those people in the community who are super pessimistic and hate everything that Mojang's doing. And to those people, I say, go play some other game. Like, I love the direction the game's heading. I think it's great. I think there's always room for improvement, and I think constructive criticism is always great. I offer constructive criticism on the game in my shorts all the time. But I think just, like, constantly whining and complaining about everything is just, like, so unproductive.
You obviously talk about the storage system. That's, in my opinion, that's still a big issue. I struggle with it.
Yeah, that's a great example of like actual constructive feedback is like, yes, I think Minecraft's inventory problem is like urgent. I think they really need to do something to address it. Add a backpack, add some new system that helps with it.
Bundles kind of work, but like I just don't see myself using them.
Yeah, they're useful early game and they're useful for a few use cases, but overall I don't think they really fully solve the problem. I think we need something more.
A backpack, yeah. I don't think they should just straight up add more slots. I think they should make it like, so we have the elytra. That's like a hard thing to get in the game. What's another example? There's no real like, what's like top tier gear? Okay, you have netherite.
The mace,
so
maybe.
Netherite and mace, netherite, elytra. Like the max trident, not really, but we're talking about like it's like the elytra. That's probably like one of the hardest things to get in the game because you have to go through the whole process of the game. And same thing with the mace, and same thing with the other armor. I want like a fourth thing added to that type of like armor system or like gear system.
Totally agree. Like a way to expand your inventory slots, but like that you have to unlock, and it should be like a very end game item that you have to defeat some sort of hard structure, and you get that as a reward.
We could see it as like a variation of the shulker box that could come in an end update. That would be really sick. And it gives the end a bigger use. They shouldn't just make it all pretty. I want to see actual uses. I wanted to see its own different biome as well. Like I wanted to be desolate. That's what you were talking about your previous video, I think, where it's not like very like flashy like the Nether.
Yeah, much more barren wasteland kind of vibe.
I don't know. I just think that the game's direction is quite cool. I still don't get how people hate it. I know we carry on insisting on it, but it's just like so pessimistic.
I think like, a lot of it is nostalgia. When you're young and you're playing the game for the first time, it's very, very magical, and nothing's ever going to live up to that. So like, I'll never be able to go back to that first night I played the game, exploring caves with my brother. It was literally pure magic. But, that's okay to never go back to that. Like I was 15 at the time. Like I'm also never going to get to go back to high school again. Like that's just how life works. So I think like a lot of it is nostalgia to a certain extent.
On the game.
Yeah.
Shouldn't like put the blame of growing up on the game.
I mean, there are a lot of valid criticisms to be made of Minecraft. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, like I think they're working pretty hard to address a lot of them.
We've gone over all the islands. If you want, we can start wrapping up the interview.
Sure. Yeah, where do you want to go? Should we head back to the main island?
If you press this button, your wildest dreams will end.
Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Whoa!
Okay, now we're back. We are back in the Black Room.
Oat in a
Well,
boat.
thank you for being on the Oat in a Boat podcast. As you can see, I am an oat in a boat. 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏𝗿 the oat.
That is crazy.
And it's been super fun. It's been kind of cool. You're like kind of like one of my YouTube idols. I don't know. Like I've been watching you for so long. It's like, oh my goodness, now I'm gonna be watching this guy. I know this guy. And it was so cool having you on. Maybe we can do one in 10 years, like we were saying earlier. What do you think your future's gonna be in 5 years? We'll have you on in 5 years or so. Oh, but it was so exciting.
Yeah, we can check in. That'd be sick.
So cool to have you on. Okay.
Thanks for having me, man.
But I'm going to see you all next time